The story began with the ad published on want ads of the country's most popular newspaper. According to the ad, a company with very high intelligence is looking for a new employee. When under the title, there is a list of particularly demanding sermons for higher education and an exceptional work ethic. The truth is that the company's demands matched the high salary offered to the suitable people, and no wonder that on the day the publication was sent, dozens of requests from people who consider themselves suitable for the job. At the personnel department, screening after screening, and in the end they found that the candidate most suitable for the job is Wayne Jones, a computer genius who answered all the requirements and beyond. And the company's management invited him to a job interview where the final details would be finalized before taking office. Everything was supposed to be run according to plan. But the human mistake of the secretary who was in charge of coordinating the interviews disrupted everything. She accidentally called another guy who appeared an assistant called Wayne Jones. This was a small mistake that led to big trouble. Wayne Jones was one of the students whose study were not exactly his strong side. He was looking for work in the field of shipping, but he had a strange habit of sending his unflattering resume to all the fax numbers that appeared on want ads. And so it happened that he was invited to an interview at the prestigious company, when the busy VP wondered during the meeting, and trusted on the excellent data in front of him. But to his surprise, Wayne received a phone call next day that he is invited to the company's offices to sign the terms of his employment. Only 2 days later, the mistake was discovered, but it was too late. Because Wayne was not about to give up, and demanded a letter of dismissal and financial compensation. And the company decided that he would be employed at the moment, though his mind was barely used and the strong part was his hands. But the company preferred it than a legal saga and a compensation claim, with an article to be published prominently in all newspaper headlines. 2 months later, during an important meeting regarding the new development which the company has worked, a tiny electronic chip installed in a wallet and keychain that transmits the location to the smartphone and prevents the owner of the objects from losing or forgetting them. The managers felt that the development and marketing of the product could bring a lot of money to the company, and they invested most of their efforts in developing the invention. Wayne also attended the meeting. Even against a group of geniuses in the room, he was the only one who knew the phenomenon closely. Wayne was a chronic forgetful. He had already forgotten the number of times he had lost his wallet, even the car he had purchased, and had to duplicate 7 keys. At the conference room, Wayne decided to take permission to speak.
What about the smartphone itself? In many cases is in silent mode and very hard to find.
The group of geniuses looked at each other. Indeed, they are certainly not thought about that. But Wayne didn't leave them much time to think.
Perhaps it will be possible to insert to the device's software one option, which after a long time without use, the smartphone will emerge from the silent status and will ring. This will solve the problem.
A wide smile spread on the faces of the hardcore programmers group, who thanked Wayne for the help. And so it repeated itself. 2 weeks later, another invention of solar charging was placed on the conference room table. And the group of spoiled boys tried to develop the product, but since they were used to driving in new cars, they didn't know the thing closely, and once again it was Wayne, who knew exactly how to charge a battery that runs out of unfamiliar methods. 3 months passed, and the time the company allotted to the talentless, who mistakenly penetrated to the prestigious company. VP mentioned the date of Wayne's dismissal. Then the chief programmer asked for permission to speak.
The truth is, I'm just like you all. I thought until a few weeks ago that the greatest genius is that the company employs them. They are the only ones capable of achieving. But suddenly I found out that actually Wayne, the talentless, connected us to the outside world. I think this is the best thing that happened to the company. Just an ordinary person who is not endowed with special talents joined us.
The talented programmer ended his words when the surprised managers of the company shake their heads when they suddenly realize that it is precisely from the connection between talented genius and the less respected people in society the best things can be created.